actually started off our work together. The first time was at the light show, which was Caroline, Lisa and Farah producing it at the Annex Gallery in Kuala Lumpur. And that was the first time they invited me to come in to respond to their light design. So the dance came actually initiated by visual and designers, architects, landscape artists. So that was, I would say, not yet a level of purely strong collaboration just yet, if you're looking at it from that medium. So after working, I think me and Lisa had the closest, I think, at that time, interaction with her visual eco-sculpture and the dancers working, where she also provided part of her design as costumes and gear, is it? Headgear?
The headgear and for the sling.
So we thought we wanted to take that a step further, but then before we could take collaboration process, we should know each other more, because at that level it was really purely dance supporting, and right now it should not be that. It should be both dance and design coming together, working, so that it sort of like transform the what you call it, the medium a little bit, where you cannot draw a line, you cannot sort of say, oh, that's dance and that's design. It comes together as one. And so that's the purpose of, you know, firstly, of course, our meeting together is to discuss something further, that this is the reason why we're having this workshop at this level at this point of time.
And I think my intention was to use recycled materials and to sort of like create an awareness for the public to know that actually we can make trash, you know, into art and sculpture, and the idea I have was to make it into like a light sculpture. So I think that's how all of us came about
for the light show. But taking it a step further, then we also then said, okay, first, yes, we want to interact, yes, the two mediums want to come together, but what are our concerns? It was very important for us to be very personal and say, you know, like, what do you share about, you know, the concern in the subject that is there for you, that you want to respond to, and both of us are very much about environment and about nature and water. Water came immediately
that's
to
right.
us.
Because there's actually a vortex of rubbish, especially with plastics, you know, in the ocean, and then we said that how did all this come about, and then she started talking about the drain, you know, that people throw rubbish in the drain. Aida was talking about that, and then I said like, yeah, and then the drain actually leads to the river, and then
so
how
and that was when we could key in and say, oh, that's, you know, I mean, of course the concerns are there, and we as artists are always concerned about how can we use our mediums to actually touch and affect, or like you say, create awareness with the audience. So it's really about a parallel where our artwork is also parallel with education. Right. In a way.
My job here today is actually to give them a structure of collaboration. I'm interested in method of collaboration, because I've been involved with some collaboration project, but sometimes it didn't work. The collaboration didn't work. So I thought for this project, my contribution would be, how can I structure a method so that the collaboration will be more crossing over. And also I'm also taking a role as an artistic director, and because for this project we have a different component of art practice. So we have dancers, we have Aida Redza as dancers, we have Lisa, she's a light sculptures installation artist, and we have Dr. Tan Sui Beng, she's going to provide music for this project, and also we are going to get some video artists to come in and do some video piece, and so what I'm trying to do is to try to put this element together and create a piece. And the issues for this project that we are dealing with is the river issues. So, and because of it's a river issues, and my concern is also about how we want to actually look at the issues in a serious manner when we create an art form. So also my contribution for this is to structure the research project for this research part for this project, that we arranged today for them to go out and interview two people who live next to the river, and this is just one of the structure that we're working on.
But we want to, at the same time, because it is so often done performance, but because ours is going to be river and about water, it becomes a harder process because it's driven by an issue or to get people to consider this thing. So then it's not so easy to just go into studio and make your work. How do we process that? How do we get hands-on to people and reach out to the community to understand why we want to work art to create this awareness, in that sense.
I mean, this started with us, and then we have also the music composer. Do you mention?
Yeah. See, the thing is, it started then with two of us discussing. Okay, I mean, we can do a little project and a little piece, but it won't reach out to so many. How do we make it more significant, and that we can even take it out by the river, to do it by the river? Not just the workshop, but eventually a production of performance installation, if you can say it that way. And if it's just the two of us, we cannot make it large and we cannot effect. To bring in someone, we decided that it would be Liew Kung Yu, who would sort of oversee the whole project, both on the collaborative aspects and also the researching of the problems and concerns. And then to solve it, it's hard as artists to then try to bring, to get
their own discipline together.
Because I think for us, we are more, we're looking at it at a point where it's kinetic and visual, and that doesn't really go immediately to the to the point, whereas like Kung Yu, when he comes in, then he can add on with text, and then there's music that can add on with using poetry in songs. So then it makes it even stronger with what we're doing, because like ours is more sculptural. About life.
But now it's like
it doesn't, I mean, this whole ecosystem of river sort of moving the land and earth, that it gives shapes to the banks, and that people were coexisting with it and living. All that we never experienced firsthand. I mean, we talked to the Makcik and she was saying, oh, I used to swim in here. It was so, and already at our generation, wow, it's like.
But for me, I have experienced before. I was very young, near a river. I was living near a river. Yes, it was clear. It was beautiful. When I was a child, you can play, in the water, and there's like little tadpoles to play with. But those are very fond memories.
Parade, okay lah, because I'm the city child. So parade can go in. Now parade also cannot go in.
But that was a river until like development started happening. You get to see yellow water coming through, and then it started to flood. And then it became a hassle to the community who stays near the.
And so I think what is sad, and what kind of message that we want to do is not to. It's also heritage. Rivers are, and what we're doing is we're glorifying the outside and the beauty of everything on the outside, like this whole pagar that they put along the river. That is so beautiful. I mean, they spend so much money, but they're not looking, and then we are just covering it, and then it gets narrower and narrower.
Basically, they're not addressing the issue, and it's just what you call a makeup, on the outside surface, and the real problem is not solved in the first place.